Hey, so a lot of you like the meals that I make for Michael. So I am going to just make a new meal for him tonight for you to see me make it, all right? So I've got my water boiling. I'm gonna make a penne Tuscan type of pasta, okay? Really stretches, a great meal, goes across the whole family. Everybody loves it. So what I've learned from all the little TikTok and YouTube recipes is that if you season your pasta water with a little chicken bouillon, oh my gosh, it really goes a long way to make your flavor come out of the pasta. So I just sprinkle a little bit of this into the water, not a lot, and I don't even need to add salt at that point, okay? So my water's boiling, and I'm going to give it a stir and let that go for about 8 minutes, and then I'll drain that. I'll drain my pasta. So let's get the chicken going. So this is my chicken breast, and I've got it cut up already. A lot of recipes call for you just to season up the whole breast or a whole 2 breasts or whatever, cut it in half and put it in there and then chop it up. But I like to chop my chicken up before I even season it and before I cook it. It just makes it one less step for me. It feels like it's one less step and certainly one less dish to clean or something like that if you season it in something, right? So what I also know is that if you have a bit of a frozen chicken breast, it makes it much easier to cut. It does not require, it's not slimy and soft and it's hard to cut. So if your chicken breast or any chicken that you're cooking is slightly frozen, it makes it much better to handle and much better to cut. And when you put it over the heat, it's gonna melt right away, okay? So that's one tip from Mia that I like, okay? So I'm gonna get this chicken into the pot in just a second. Okay, here we go. So I am going to now warm up my pot. I've got a little bit of olive oil in here, okay? And a little bit by that, I mean, it's probably 2 to 3 tablespoons. I just go 1, 2, 3, and each one of them is a tablespoon as far as I'm concerned. Get excited, okay? So I am using, this is a all-clad pot or pan or skillet or whatever it's called, okay? So I'm gonna drop the chicken down in here. And remember I said it was frozen? Well, it's been about 6 or so minutes since I last showed this chicken to you. It's already de-thawed, so it's no big deal, okay? And now I am going to season it. That is the way I like to do it because that way, again, I keep all my little pans and stuff clean. So I like to use low sodium salt. This is Morton's light salt. It's 50% less sodium. I like that because a lot of my seasonings also have sodium in them, like my adobo. So I'm going to use some adobo next. I love adobo. I put it on all meat all the time. I'm going to use some pepper. Okay. Ample amount of pepper. Do it till you feel like it, okay? Do it till you're satisfied. Here. And I've got some crushed red pepper next. Just for what they call a little heat, but I always know it's on there. You know what I'm saying? That little heat goes a long way. So it doesn't come out of here very well, so I would say this is probably a half of a teaspoon or something like that. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. The stove gets really hot, okay? So I'm just gonna saute this until I'm happy with it. Listen. I'm gonna saute this until it is done. I'm not gonna get it half done or anything like that. I'm gonna get it done. I'll let you see what it looks like. The chicken's pretty much done by now. If you can see it, it's golden brown, okay? It's looking good in the neighborhood, all right? A little golden brown. This took about 7-8 minutes to get where I want it to be. So I cooked the chicken until it's dark skin. Get excited. Now, if you notice, I didn't use garlic powder. I didn't use onion powder. I used only 4 seasonings on my chicken. And you can do more than that. You can use all kinds of stuff. This is just what I did tonight. I'm gonna be adding onion and garlic to the pot in just a second, so I did not want to add it also to the chicken. I don't want to overpower my dish. I find that garlic has been overused a lot to me, okay? That's in Mia's world. Okay, so the chicken is out of the pan, but I've still got some good oil in here and everything from the pan and from the drippings. So from the oil and from dripping. So I'm gonna now put in about 2 tablespoons of onions, okay? This is onions. You can use shallots, you can use green onions or anything like that. But I am using like very little bit again. Again, I feel like onion and garlic overpower the taste of a lot of the recipes that I see and that I use. Also, I have a tough time sometimes digesting a lot of onion and garlic. So I do like it for flavor, but only for flavor. I don't think it's the main character, okay, in a meal. For me, the main character for Tuscan is honestly sun-dried tomatoes, if you ask me. And the seasoning sometimes makes it feel Mediterranean to people, or Tuscan, if you will. So I'm gonna just fry these onions up a little bit on like medium heat, not long, but I do want them to get, soft and savory, okay? Then I am gonna add those sun-dried tomatoes, okay? So I'm gonna add the tomatoes, and I'm gonna add some tomatoes, and I'm probably gonna add, enough to make me happy again. These are already julienne. I love the actress Julianne Moore. So about 3 teaspoons I'm using, and I'm gonna pour some of the oil in here too, okay? A good tablespoon of the sun-dried tomato oil is also going in here, all right? Then to the onions and to the sun-dried tomatoes, y'all, I am going to season it again. So I'm gonna season with some adobo, a little bit, some more pepper, okay, and a little more of that chicken bouillon. It's already like powdered, so I really like to use it a little bit. It's very salty, so you don't need to use a lot of it at all. I have taken out the pasta. It has already come out of the thing, and it's already drained, okay? The pasta is already drained. So I'm gonna give this a little stir right here. And we're getting on down to the good part now, okay? Can you see that? See how pretty that looks? Now, I'm going to do what they call like deglazing. And so I'm gonna add some chicken broth in here, all right? And that's gonna like get up all the good parts of what's left on the bottom of the pan. My favorite part of when I'm cooking stuff is the bottom of the pan, and I never want that to get too burned or too, I don't want it to go away. So deglazing is great. Now you can use wine for this. I chose to use chicken stock, chicken broth. So now it's time for the cream. Get excited. So I'm gonna add 1.5 cups of heavy cream. Okay, so this is a cup. Let's put that in there. And I'm gonna open up another one for heavy cream. So come on back, I'm gonna add the other half. Okay, so I added the 1/2 cup, and one thing I wish I had put in here while the onions and the sun-dried tomatoes were going is a pat of butter, well, a tablespoon of butter. So now I'm just gonna drop that in there too, and let that get nice and happy. Okay, let that butter get in there. Butter makes everything better, all right? We already have our heavy cream, but that butter, it just adds another layer of richness and fulfillment, if you will. Get excited. Okay, so now we're gonna add our chicken back into, here's our chicken. We're gonna put it back in here, okay? And that butter's gonna be just fine. I'm getting all my little drippings because this is all that flavor from the chicken, okay? Get that in there. And cheese, okay? Cheese has to happen, doesn't it? Gotta have some cheese, right? Okay, so I'm gonna do some Parmesan cheese just down over here. I would say this is 1/2 cup. Is that what you would say? And of course I can put more on it a little bit later too, but more in there a little bit later. So the cheese also adds an extra layer of flavor and salt, honestly. So that's why I like using that light salt, because everything else is gonna make it really nice for you. Okay, I believe in the seasoning. I believe in the seasoning. Get excited. But I don't want it to be overwhelming either, because you can always add salt, okay? But you cannot take it away. So if you've got a seasoning like adobo or like the chicken bouillon, you need a lighter salt or maybe no salt. I like to just say I've added salt, right? So I will add my Morton's light salt. It's the only one I found. If you know of another one, let me know. So then I'm gonna add some spinach, okay? And yes, I'm putting it right in here out of the bag. I sure am. Spinach is gonna go away, right? It's gonna go right away. So I'll probably do, I would say 2 cups of spinach, okay? And I'm gonna let that simmer down, and it's gonna almost look like no spinach is even in here in just a second. It's gonna really just melt away. It's magical what spinach does. Magical or disheartening, whichever way you want to look at it. But this is just some baby spinach, so it's already kind of broken up. I'm not worried about the stems at all. Okay, so if you notice, it's already going away. Spinach is already gone. Gone, my gosh. All right, so we're almost done here. Now, you could use this right here, right now, and put it over rice. Mashed potatoes, if you'd want that. Maybe some of you might like it over some cauliflower mashed potatoes if you're not doing, you know, carbs or something like that. Brown rice or something. But it's ready. Now this dish is ready, okay? It is already ready. I'm going to let you see the consistency of it, okay? So you can see the consistency of it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to taste a little bit of it. Yes, it's a little pungent. I can taste every flavor. I can taste every flavor, not just one. And that's what I really like about it. But I am going to add a little bit of this garlic paste, okay? I like a bit of garlic, not much. Just 2 drops of that garlic paste is going to take it to the wonderland that this dish deserves to have, okay? And this is another reason why I did not add garlic powder or onion powder. I used the actual ingredients, okay? So yes, it did need a little bit of the garlic paste. Now I am going to, I think those peppers have my nose running a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and add what my family likes is penne pasta, okay? So this pasta has already been cooked. I'm gonna use my hands to just drop it in here. I'm not gonna just pour it all because I need to see what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? I need to know that it's covered the right way, and then if I add more, I can. But you can't take pasta out, same way you can't take salt out. So I don't wanna put too much in my dish, okay? I don't want to put too much in it because I do want it to, I don't want the pasta to even be too much. Nothing is the main character. Everything has its place in a pasta. So I don't want too much of anything, right? Just enough. I think I need some more. I need to be able to feed the family, right? So I have to put a certain amount in here, right? I usually never use an entire box of pasta. I never have to. So I have pasta left over, and that'll go in a soup. Whenever I have pasta left over, it goes in one of either my chicken soup or my vegetable soup or whatever type of soup I'm gonna make, because I like to make soup all the time. It's gonna go into the soup. So here we go. Let me let you see it a little bit better. Okay, here is the meal. Here is the pasta, okay? You can see the spinach, you can see the sun-dried tomatoes, right? You can see the pasta and the cream. It is ready to go, and I'm gonna let this kind of marry each other and get all good and marinated together, and we're gonna be ready for dinner. I can't wait for you to see how Michael likes it. So hey, if you like this dish, if you liked what I just did, if you made the dish or anything like that, I want you to follow, subscribe. I should say subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, okay? Give me some comments. I will answer them and everything like that. If you want me to cook more things, I'm going to do that anyway. But come on back. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And thanks for watching.